And we're back at the finals, the men's finals of the ITTF North America Cup. Andre Ho is already leading by a score of 9-5. And he's playing against his training partner and teammate Pierre-Luc Theriault. The finals here is in Mississauga, and we're at my table tennis club. We had all weekend, we had the matches of the ITTF North America Cup leading up to this final. And on the men's side for Canada is very successful. We have 2 players in the finals, both are Canadians. On the women's side, we just saw Mo Zhang losing the finals against Ariel Singh from the United States, which was somewhat of an upset, at least in the minds of the Canadians. So we'll follow this match here. It's 10-8 for Andre Ho. And Andre takes game number 1. He does what he has been doing the last 2 matches he played against Pierre-Luc. He has, as Andre's become a better player, he's figured out a strategy on how to win against Pierre-Luc. The last shot deep into the forehand is one of his classic shots where he tries to get Pierre-Luc out of balance, and then if the ball comes back, he will send it right back down, deep down the backhand. Basically trying to make sure that Pierre-Luc cannot lose his power. Since they're training partners, they know each other very well. They're in the gym every day together, and there's no surprise in service, there's no surprise in style. It's simply a battle.
And they've played many finals together. They've been several times in the finals of junior championships as well, so they've been through a lot of battles, and I think this is probably the most significant of them all. It's a very prestigious event. The winner of the North American Cup gets to go to the World Cup, so none of them have been to the World Cup, and I'm pretty sure they are both determined to make it that far. Both quick players, both with great footwork. I think Pierre-Luc Theriault has a little bit better serves, but Andre is a little bit more complete. He's got more of a short game that works for him, and he's got more variety of shots.
Well, Andre, he must be riding high after this match against Adam Yu. He has fought back. He told me afterwards he'd never beaten him before, and he's very happy to have won that match. So now he has to focus on a different opponent. Pierre-Luc on his end, he's a fighter. He will not give up any point. He will let Andre work for every point, and wherever he can take the advantage, he will take it.
Pierre-Luc Theriault has worked very hard, and I'm sure he was very disappointed with his matches in the qualifications leading up to the Olympic trials. Like in the Canadian Olympic qualification, he didn't do as well as he wanted to. In the Olympic North American Olympic qualification, he underperformed, and now is a chance for him to prove himself.
I think the key for the future development of Pierre-Luc will be he has to find a solution to his backhand problem. Because people keep devising their strategies against him just on that one weakness, and I know he's working on it, but sometimes he's coming up with some incredible backhand shots, but overall it's not a comfortable place for him yet to play, and that will determine the end if he can become a great player or not.
Very spinny topspin from Pierre-Luc. That was very low, very hard for Andre to block.
A little bit luck on Andre's side.
You see, you're successful with your one backhand shot, and then you get punished with a net like that, then you're not so sure anymore. The thing is that these guys, as you said, they practice together. They know each other's game very well, so it's more like almost like a practice match. That what they're doing right now. Of course, there's a lot more involved right here, but the pressure you create, it's you created your own. It's the same match.
See the change, and they're going first long into the backhand and redirecting to long into forehand and redirecting into the backhand, trying to take advantage of that change. But Pierre-Luc goes up to the task. He's leading 6-4. Repeatedly you will see Andre aiming for the wide forehand on Pierre-Luc's side. Pierre-Luc leading 6-5.
Wow.
Beautiful block on Andre's.
That went very wide to Pierre-Luc's forehand. He just stood there and watched the ball. That's what happens when you read somebody's shot and you can really direct it where you want. And at this level, the players see the positioning of your opponent, and then they are going to try to look for that empty spot on the table.
And there it is. It's this weakness on the backhand that Andre is exploiting.
And Pierre-Luc is getting upset with the shot. He has to keep his composure.
Good serve from Pierre-Luc. Andre wasn't quite able to read it. Andre leading 8-7.
Andre with the serve. Probably keep it short. That's a weak return from Pierre-Luc. It wasn't a very powerful. It was a little bit high as well, and I'm surprised that Andre missed it.
Waiting for Andre to send a long one out to the forehand. He's opening up there.
Yeah, Andre seems to be playing a lot to Pierre-Luc's forehand. He definitely knows that from Pierre-Luc is trying to protect his backhand by turning around with the forehand and his strength.
And that's how he takes the power away from his forehand, is by keeping him off balance and then always punching back to the backhand to remind him of that.
Good save by Pierre-Luc. And not only that he saved, but he scores the point with that backhand.
This could be the point to even the game. And there it is, 1-1. Pierre-Luc Theriault evens the game at 1. And it was a well-deserved game on Pierre-Luc's part. He saved a lot of points. He worked for the points. We haven't seen the power yet. And if you remember when he played against Timothy Wong, he had these very strong forehand power shots. We haven't seen any of that yet because Andre's keeping him off balance all the time.
Yeah, they're both like kind of tiptoeing right now. They don't, they haven't plunged in fully in the match. I think they're testing each other with the serves. They're testing with the placement of the ball, and they're not totally unleashed. I've seen obviously previous matches between Pierre-Luc Theriault and Andre Ho. Some tremendous rallies, loop to loop, far away from the table, and that goes on forever. Right now I think they're staying away from that. They're trying to get quick points, more placement. Perhaps they're getting more mature too.
Luck for Andre Ho here to open game number 3. The score is 1-1 in games.
Oh, the net right back. It's all even.
Both players look very focused. This is the big weakness of Pierre-Luc Theriault, is when he has to block on the backhand and he goes with the racket to the ball instead of going over the ball. Loops are very difficult to block that way. There we can see long to the forehand, deep into the backhand, classic play against from a right-hander's perspective against the left-hander.
Lots of easy mistakes. Both of them. Like the balls are just like sitting there, ready to be put away. They touch the table, yes.
And Andre Ho, a very fair player. The umpires didn't see it. They would have awarded the point to Andre and said 4-2, but Andre said no, it touched the table. Ball was so fast, but gentleman that Mr. Ho is. Good return by Pierre-Luc, very short, not a lot of options for Andre. And now it's Andre who's trying to fight to get into the game.
That's the first time I saw Pierre-Luc return with the backhand straight down the line. Usually he always goes to the forehand corner.
And another point, hard-fought point, and Pierre-Luc seems to be taking a little bit of the lead here. Leading 6-3 and has still one serve to go.
was good retrieving with the backhand. He was far away. He just put the ball on the table. A bit of a curve made Andre uncomfortable. Those kinds of topspins are very, very uncomfortable if they land on the table. Ball just kicks and goes forward, and if you're late a bit, you are gonna miss it.
Yeah.
That was not too clear what Pierre-Luc was trying with the backhand. Was it the hit? Was it the topspin? Was it the chop?
Bit of luck for Andre here. I think Pierre-Luc was trying to do the right thing, flip the ball, put a little bit of pressure on Andre.
He was very quick at moving back to the table. He was ready just in case the ball would come back. Unfortunately, the ball never landed on Andre's table. Well, the tides have have changed. 6-2 for Pierre-Luc, 7-6 for Andre. They both have great competitive spirit, as you can see. They're not letting go. They're going point by point, inch
trying
by
to
inch.
keep each other from the weapons that they know they each other have. So interesting. We haven't seen one power forehand from Pierre-Luc Theriault.
And that's what happens when you get locked up. I guess Andre is doing a great job of controlling the ball with the short balls, with the wide to the forehand, so Pierre-Luc never has the footwork to get into position.
What a shot.
Yeah, Pierre-Luc had to move in order to get to the forehand, so he didn't have time to generate any power.
There is the first power shot on Pierre-Luc at the end of game 3. Very nice down the line. No chance for Andre to get to the ball. Nice backhand opening with Pierre-Luc. A little bit of side spin on the ball. Andre Ho is still leading 10-9.
Crucial game once again here. Really need this game.
Whoa, what a forehand to finish this, 11-9.
I think Andrew was a bit lucky there because it wasn't a clean forehand. He might have hit a bit with the edge of the racket. That's how it sounded anyways. But nevertheless got it on the table.
And there was no chance for Pierre-Luc to get to that ball.
Absolutely no chance. The curve was there, wide to the backhand.
Both players, of course, have no coaching. It's a Canada against Canada match, so both players are on their own here. This has been quite an exciting tournament. The two men's semi-finals were nail biters, especially the second one. The first one, Pierre-Luc Theriault controlled Timothy Wang, but there are a lot of good exchanges, a lot of good rallies in there. And then the finals, the women's finals between Ariel Singh and Mo Tang. My prediction was that Mo Tang was the favorite in that, but obviously I was wrong. Ariel Singh fought her way all the way through to the last point and defeated Mo Tang to claim the title and to claim a ticket for the Women's World Cup.
And definitely the other semi-final also, the Andre Ho, Adam Hugh was a nail biter as well. At one point Adam Hugh looked as a winner. He had 3 match points And Andre Ho managed to save that and win the match.
Andre who's serving here.
An apology for a net ball. That's quick reaction from Pierre-Luc. He was ready for the long serve. That's a mistake when you serve. You hope to serve short and it goes off long, and then you don't know what to do with the next ball.
What a rally that was. Beautiful save there from Andre Ho. Side spin coming on the table, big curve.
To finish off with a big backhand smash. Not many backhand smashes in the game.
And Pierre-Luc doing everything to make life difficult for Andre here. Beautiful backhand. Again, side spin, ball curved out. And Pierre-Luc takes a 4-2 lead.
Andre seems to be playing quite well. He's had a very successful season so far, so it really shows in this match as well that he's playing quite good. But Pierre-Luc is not giving up. He's actually controlling right now the points.
Leading 5-2 in game 4.
He seems to be pushing Andre a little bit away from the table. Andre is getting the forehand a little bit behind him. He has to try to move forward, get the ball earlier, cut the angle.
6-2.
Weak return, weak serve return, a little bit too high. Good enough for Andre to turn around and put it away.
No mercy for Pierre-Luc there. And that's another strategy that Andre employs often against Pierre-Luc. Long serve to the forehand, ball comes spun back, but then he's ready to put more pressure on that side.
Yeah, it was very wide, both ways.
This is the big change in Andre Ho's game, is that he can stand up with the backhand as well. Something he was not able to do in the past. Something that he acquired over the last year or so.
That was a very difficult block to play down the line. Pierre-Luc's forehand was curving into Andre's backhand, and Andre tried to play it straight down the line. Never made a good contact with the ball. As you can see again, Andre was a bit late. He's off balance. Ball came too fast to him. He's got to get that forehand in front of him if he wants to win the point. Oh, a bit of a luck there. The ball was hit with the edge of the racket. Came a little bit faster than anticipated.
And 8-6 for Pierre-Luc Theriault. Pierre-Luc trying to move it, mix it up a bit by serving to the forehand, but the ball got too long and he got punished into his backhand right away. And going back to his usual service stance.
Oh, amazing.
Amazing backhand boundary hold deep into
He
Pierre-Luc's
stayed,
forehand.
he stayed so close to the table, he was not afraid of that. He just like punched it right off the bounce. There were some great saves in between there when the hit ball hit the net, retrieving, but then he was like really on top of it. Cross court.
Pierre-Luc goes ahead in the game. 8-9. Andre Ho is serving.
Very aggressive attack from Andre Ho.
And the game is at 9-all. Very important game for Pierre-Luc Theriault here. He needs to win. Staring at 1-3 is much more difficult than 2-2.
That was a great rally again. And this time, Andrew stayed a little bit closer to the table. He got the forehand in front of him, and he dominated the rally.
Game point for Andre Ho. And he takes the game 3-1. It is 3 Andre Ho, 3 Pierre-Luc Theriault 1.
Pierre definitely needed this game in order for him to stay close in the game and to make it, well, to have a chance to win. Now he has to climb up a steep hill right now, being down 3-1, and Andre Ho, he's in the right frame of mind with all his wins and his great season. It's a hard battle for Pierre-Luc right now.
Yeah, it appears to me that it's still he has to fix that hole on the backhand, because he's being outplayed on that. And Andre found a way. He's not just going to the backhand; he's opening up to the forehand and then coming back to the backhand.
That's right. There were a few points where just putting the ball on the table with the backhand would have been enough for Pierre-Luc to get back in the rally, but he missed a couple of those shots.
It's time one more time to thank our sponsors of this event, TMS International, ITTV, the television station, live streaming station of the International Table Tennis Federation, and ITTF.com. Then Stag International, producer of high quality table tennis equipment. Tinjua Flooring, producer of sports flooring. And the sponsor of the Canadian team, the car sponsor of the Canadian team, Mini Cooper, that who drive our team to the podium, as we say. And the game 5 has started with 1-0, Pierre-Luc Theriault leading.
Good start for Pierre-Luc.
It is 1-2. Andre serving.
Two easy backhands there. There were nothing too hard about those, or so it seems from the seat here. I was just on a push, and Pierre-Luc didn't topspin it. Quick, that was quick. Quick backhand, Andrew Ho went wide to Pierre-Luc Theriault's forehand. Pierre-Luc was a bit slow at reacting.
The game is tied at 3. Andre to serve.
I'm not sure if it's the pressure or what it is, but there are too many quick mistakes from both of them. A very good serve. No finish.
For some reason, both players are trying to keep the other one from playing.
I guess it's like a game of chess right now. They are both thinking strategy and where to place to make the other guy feel more uncomfortable. They know that they can produce good shots.
Andre can see very clearly every single time when after topspin's going to Pierre-Luc's backhand. Doesn't want to engage into any long rallies.
Well, Andre saved a real good net ball there. That was a hard one to retrieve and won the point with a good finish there.
It is 6-6. Andre Ho leading 3-1. And this is the men's finals of the ITTF North America Cup. The winner will qualify for the Men's World Cup. Great retrieving by Pierre-Luc Theriault here. Andre going wide to the forehand. Both players want this so much. Pierre-Luc's taking a lead now. Trying to stake claim to this game here. Trying to come closer. For 3-2. But Andre serving 6-9.
Oh, nice shot from Andre.
Beautiful forehand. Again, out long into the forehand and punishing to the backhand. Pattern that he keeps repeating. Three game points for Pierre-Luc Theriault. He seems to get into the game a little better now. And there it is, 11-7 for Pierre-Luc Theriault. He narrows the gap. It is 3-2. And it seems to me that Pierre-Luc is taking off a little bit of the pace and playing the points on the table rather than trying to overpower the points.
I think that change in speed that you're saying it did help a lot, especially in the later part of the fifth game. Andre Ho was one step further back and was not expecting the shorter balls. He didn't adjust by moving in closer and taking them earlier, and that cost him the game.
And Pierre-Luc Theriault in that setting seemed a little bit more relaxed also.
Well, I think he was down 3-1, so I think at that point in time he said, "I have to put the ball on the table. I can't keep going hard and miss." That's what he's been doing quite a few times. So I guess it worked a couple of times, tried it, and keeps working. So we'll have to see if Andre Ho can adjust to the new found strategy by Pierre-Luc.
Definitely a sense of maturity on Pierre-Luc's part to be able to change the pace, to change the outlook, to not just trying to go with the head through the wall. See how that works. What effect that has on game 6 here.
Well, it needs to be a combination of both. You can't like really slow down to a stop. You still have to punch in once in a while. But the most important thing is don't miss. Put the ball on the table.
Nice forehand, very spinny from Pierre-Luc Theriault. Andre couldn't keep it down.
Pierre-Luc is looking to tie the match to 3 games.
Andre Ho leading 3 games to 2 in games. And that touched and evens this game at 2-2.
Still open for both sides.
Yeah, I think Pierre-Luc won a very important game, and obviously it would have ended if he hadn't, but this really puts pressure on Andre.
And the game has been shifting directions. Like sometimes you see Pierre-Luc in command, sometimes you see Andre in command. So it's like really open.
This is an unforced error that we don't see often from Andre. The ball was right on his forehand. And interesting, I would have expected a little bit more of a slugfest here, and we haven't seen any of that yet. It's all very disciplined, spinny play.
Well, looks like we might be heading to a final game, to a 7th game there. And I think that's going to be... well, we're still far from that, but I feel that Pierre-Luc is
beautiful,
doing better right now.
Yes, he's now using the same tactics that Andre's been using. Get him out long to the forehand and...
I feel that Andre has slowed down a bit. He's not as quick as before.
I agree, and but the thing is that I'm missing with Andre now is that you can't win only with tactics. You have to use your weapons, and doesn't seem to be using his forehand much. Doesn't seem to be using his rallying skills.
Yeah, he's letting Pierre-Luc play his game right now.
Yes. And every shot is now hard. It's not to keep the ball on the table. It's 7-3 Pierre-Luc. 8-3. So interesting. Pierre-Luc is using Andre's tactics now. It's the same result.
Well, let's see if Andre can do something what he did against Adam Hugh. Make a comeback and win.
He has to change his attitude about playing this match now.
It looks like he kind of gave up this game. It's like he's trying, but it's not 100%. He's just trying and hoping, basically, to get the ball on the table. It's not the same intensity level that he had before.
Absolutely.
Maybe he's saving himself for the final game to give it all out. It's a long way to go from 4-9. Nice backhand from Andre.
I think we've had only one topspin on topspin rally in this whole match. Really surprising for me.
Andrew's creeping up with these little points. A lift here, a lift there, and all of a sudden he's back in the game.
It's done the same thing to to Adam Hugh. He went on to win that match. Service of Pierre-Luc worked. He's got 4 game points now, and Andre is serving. First one to Andre. Defended that point.
Well, Pierre-Luc still has 2 serves to go if he loses this point, so he's still in a good position. Wow,
That was
amazing.
an amazing forehand to run all the way out there, and Pierre-Luc's taking a timeout. Smart.
Andrew was switching rackets in hands there. After the big forehand, he was ready to run and hit it with his left hand.
I think it's a smart timeout from Pierre-Luc at this point.
Well, he wants the game, definitely. He needs the game. So I think it's a good timeout to recollect and devise a strategy how to win the point quick. Good serve, good attack. He has 2 chances to do that.
Let me remind our audience that Andre Ho has qualified for the Olympic Games in London this summer. He will be playing alongside Pierre-Luc Haynes and Zhen Wang. Zhen Wang is Canada's strongest player. He just became a Canadian citizen. He's been in Canada for 8 years. Very strong, capable of beating top 20 players in the world. So Canada will have a competitive team at these games. Back to the match here. And there it is. Pierre-Luc focused, knew what he was going to do, and used his weapon, his big forehand, to close the game and come in at 3-3.
Well, he was very clear after the timeout. He went very determined with the serve, short serve. Andre just lifted a bit, and Pierre-Luc put it away. So I guess we're ready for more drama. Another
Absolutely,
final that is stretched to the 7th game.
Absolutely. And
However, this is in a way it's a little bit better because there are 2 Canadian players playing each other. The other final was between an American player and a Canadian player, so that was more of a...
And the men, we had the tension and the drama in the semifinals, where we had Canada-USA matchups. In the women, we had it in the finals, where Ariel Singh defeated Mo Zhang by a score of 11-9 in the 7th game. Very fast match. Both players very quick players, but Ariel Singh with a little bit more determination and seemed a little bit more heart. With Mo Zhang, the heart seemed to be missing a little bit. The end was okay, but during the first few games she didn't seem to be fully engaged in that match. Not something you can say about these 2 players. Training partners, Pierre-Luc Theriault and Andre Ho, on opposite ends of the table here. Pierre-Luc Theriault in black and Andre Ho in red, both fighting very hard, both wanting to qualify for the Men's World Cup.
Andre Ho with a very positive frame of mind from a quite successful season so far. And Pierre-Luc, amazing
Beautiful
backhand.
backhand. Beautiful backhand. If he can make this his repertoire, There's no more weakness on that side. Unbelievable. Out all the way to the forehand. Very economical, but very efficient. I am surprised to see so many what looks like small errors in this game. I would think that they know each other. They wouldn't necessarily. That was not a small error. That was a very good backhand smash down to the forehand diagonal of Pierre-Luc Theriault.
Yeah. He thought he had it, but Andre Ho had an answer. Yeah, and again, Andre can miss the return as well, so they are both doing these serve return errors. I think they both have the pressure, like they know they have to make a good return or else the opponent will attack.
And the game is completely tied right now. It's 3-3 and 3-3. A situation we've seen a number of times this afternoon. And Andre Ho is getting ready to serve. Too far to the back end.
Timeout.
Wow, the drama is getting more and more dramatic here.
The whole match is just building up to this point of tension. And these guys, they've been in the finals of the Canadian Junior Championships. I've seen them twice. I'm not sure if they've done anything in the under 15s before, but they've been playing to a similar level since their very early career. And they've met in several occasions, so they really are very competitive.
And just to remind the viewers that the two members of the Canadian Olympic team are not here with us today. One is Pierre-Luc Theriault, who has a slight injury, and the other one is Zhen Wang, who currently is not eligible to play in this event. As here, ITTF eligibility counts and for world title events, and that is more stringent than Olympic eligibility, and the same applies to Chen Hong Tao. So 3 of Canada's best players, the top 3 ranked players, are not here. So where Canada plays is number 4 and 5. So the success of the US is even a little bit more striking at this point. Beautiful backhand again from Pierre-Luc Theriault. If he can perfect this backhand, there's no more weakness.
Well, he produced 2 of those wide backhands to the forehand in this game only, so that's very good.
And with this backhand, even if Andre gets to the ball, then Pierre-Luc's got the whole table to use his forehand to finish the ball. So just a genial backhand there.
And an easy mistake right after.
Both players are still young. Both players are not at the height of their game yet. Both players need to take a lot of competition experience to get to the height of their potential level, and both players have very high potential in my opinion. Pierre-Luc to serve, 5-4. And both players have committed to a professional training program, have been committed to a professional training program for the last several years. They both try to juggle school and take reduced school loads so they can do their 33 hours of table tennis a week and try to practice at the same level as the best players in the world do. 7-4 Pierre-Luc. And so far his lead is very deserved. He's been fighting some difficult points here. Opened up the match with two beautiful backhands all the way out. But very important. Never count out Andre Ho.
Moment of hesitation from Pierre-Luc's side. Ball was long. Thought of top spinning first, then he decided to push. It was too late.
Pierre-Luc to serve.
Wow.
What a forehand from Andre Ho. Off the bounce, no chance to get to that. He did the same thing to Adam with his backhand when he went out way to his forehand a couple of times. A little bit lucky there, but 8-6. Pierre-Luc Theriault leading.
That was a difficult shot for Andre to hit hard in that ball. It was very wide. It actually kicked in his face almost.
Very aggressive forehand flip.
Very determined. I like that. I like that shot. He served well. He knew the ball is gonna be there, and he just went for it. No hesitation.
Courage. Absolutely. 7-8 and 3-3.
If you go 100%.
Surprised by that ball.
I'm surprised too. It looked
like
very
it was
loopy.
going over. Yes, it looked like it was going to
The ball looked very loopy.
go
and
out.
just hit the edge.
Pierre-Luc now has a 2-point advantage at 3-3. And the serve.
Only 2 points away from winning the cup.
3 match points
3 match points.
for Pierre-Luc Theriault of Saint-Fabien, Quebec.
I think this would mean probably the biggest title that he's won.
Biggest
so.
title for sure. Biggest result ever for Pierre-Luc Theriault. And here he goes. He raises his fist. Well deserved. Well fought. Excellent play by Pierre-Luc Theriault. Something was missing in Andre. He must have given it all against Adam Hugh. But
congratulations to Pierre-Luc. I think he really deserved. It's good to get rewarded for the hard work that you put throughout the year. He's had a few disappointing tournaments, but I think this will make up for all the other matches that he's played before.